they are saying many of the people have been kidnapped, many of people have been tortured. There is no political space for the opponents, for Museveni's opponents, and they are putting all this here. There's a lot of killing in Karamoja, and there is a lot of things happening, and they are saying that kids are going without proper academic facilitation. The roads are bad and all that. There's a lot of torture even to journalists like myself, and there is no freedom of speech, and Museveni's political opponents that supported Bobby Wine have been tortured, and many are abducted, many are missing. So let us join Ugandans as we see what they are up to and why they are demonstrating. They are saying the United States of America should stop funding, especially the IMF, where we are at here outside. They say we should stop funding dictatorships. They should stop funding any departments in Uganda, because that very money is not used for the purposes that they send it for, but it's used to sponsor and to fuel their tyranny. So let us join them. So I've been joined with one of the leaders here, Tony Sobuga. Tony, I want you to tell the viewers at AITV, why are you here today at the IMF demonstrating? Why are you leading the team? Okay, we will be joined with Tony very shortly. Tony is going to tell us more about why they are demonstrating, why they have left their work to come and tell the world and to let the nations and the people know about what's happening. So, dear viewers, we are joined with Tony. I have Tony Sobuga here, and he's one of the leaders and a great activist here in the Washington area and in the diaspora. So I want him to tell us, Tony, tell us, why are you demonstrating today and why are you gathering here at the IMF? Tell our viewers what you're doing. Why are you leaving your work to come here and demonstrate and lead this campaign that we see here? You can see your demand for justice, and I can see here prisoners and political prisoners. Yeah, tell us more about that.
All right, thank you very much, David, and thank you for having me. Friends, Ugandans and friends of Uganda, my name is Isunga, Massachusetts, and we are here today on behalf of the DMV. I want to welcome you, David, and AITV, welcome you to the DMV chapter. We are here protesting US's foreign policies that are blocking dictatorship of authoritarian leaders and genocides and disappearances. So we are here at the World Bank to remind them that the ongoing atrocities have never ended. We may not have come back to demonstrate maybe in the last 2 months or 3 months, but it doesn't mean that these atrocities actually ended. And it doesn't mean or imply that the disappeared Ugandans eventually got justice. So this is just a continuation of what we have, the message we have been putting out there. This is part of the continuation of our demand for democracy, our demand for to stop funding dictatorships in Africa. This is a continuation of our demand to an end to economic hitman policies that are being inflicted by the World Bank, IMF, State Department, and other US missions to Africa. So we are saying these are economic hitman policies. As you can see, here we have not just Ugandans. We also have friends of Uganda, but we also have other Africans from Chad, from Biafra, from Ethiopia, from Kenya, from Congo. We have so many. Somalia. Now we are saying the economic hitman policies do not just affect Uganda; they affect the entire region, the entire continent.
So Tony,
yes.
Tell us, why specifically did you choose to come to the IMF in all places? Why did you choose to start here at the IMF? Very briefly before we go to other activities that you guys are doing.
Okay, so we chose this place because these two places, in fact I would say the two places, IMF and World Bank, because when we talk about the economic hitman policies, those are not driven by the State Department. Yes, the State Department might contribute to them, but they are well driven by IMF and the World Bank. Now, when we talk about the economic hitman policies, what do we mean? The economic hitman policies are policies where the World Bank and the IMF connive. They're actually not conniving. It's they con African governments, not just African governments, but all governments around the world, to make them believe that if they took a certain amount of money from their institutions, it is going to their economies are going to grow by a certain percentage. Like we have seen Museveni come out and brag that Uganda by 2012, 2013, he said that by 2020 Uganda will be a middle income status. We didn't achieve that. And then he said by 2022, 2023, we shall be middle income status. We didn't achieve that still, you know. But who cooks the statistics that Museveni communicates to the world or to Ugandans? These institutions. And it's through those economic hitman policies that will make you think that Uganda's GDP is 58%.
So what's your message to the Americans? What's your message to the Americans?
Okay, now to the American people, we are reminding you that if democracy really matters in the US, it matters in Africa. We are also reminding you that regardless how beautiful America is, how democratic America is, it's not home. Home is Africa. So we are asking you, please stand up and stand with Ugandans, with Africans. Stand up and demand for accountability for every taxpayer's dollar that is being sent out as a donation, as aid. And we are also asking you, please hold your representatives and senators accountable for the policies that are cropping these dictators and authoritarian leaders.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Tony. And we are going again to show you other protesters. But thank you so much, Tony Sebuga. Thank you for the great work. My name is David Chirabida reporting for AITV, and we are still continuing to show you what's happening here. Washington, DC, I'm going to bring other protesters. I want to show you some of the placards and some of the things that are happening. I want to show you what's happening here. Ugandans are saying that the US departments and the Americans should stop funding tyranny, fuel and other departments in Uganda, that the projects that are being funded in Uganda, a lot of Ugandan projects are funded by the US taxpayers' dollar. So Ugandans are saying enough is enough. This money is misappropriated. It's not used for the actual purposes that is sent for. So it's instead used to do politicking and to oppress and to torture political prisoners and to torture those that do not agree with the government and with the regime in Uganda. So join me as we still go on to see other protesters and as we go on to see what's happening. Please join us. So we want to go and see what's happening. But before even we go to see other protesters, I want to talk to a few of them, and leaders are joining, different Ugandans are joining. They are showing us what's happening here. So we want to show you what's happening. So join me as we go. But before we go, I've been joined by a leader here, Dorothy Stewart. And Dorothy, thank you for the great work that you guys are doing. So Dorothy is one of the leaders in the Greater Boston chapters and the leader of NUPSA, NUP USA. So Dorothy, why are you here today protesting?
Well, thank you so much, David, for having me, and thank you so much to our viewers of AITV. My name is Dorothy. As you heard, I'm a leader of the opposition of Museveni in Boston. First of all, I would like to convey this message to Museveni and your cronies, this murderous family right here, that even if however much money you throw into and tired of your ruthless rule, we are sick and tired of you killing our people, murdering, raping. You are foreigners, Museveni and your family. You are not Ugandans. We want to tell you that you came in Uganda hoping in your mother's back, okay, from Rwanda, and you settled in Rwanda, in Uganda. Our great-grandfathers welcomed you in peace, okay? We nurtured you, but then you turned into a lion eating its own boss. Now you are killing Ugandans. This rogue regime, this rogue family right here, you belong in hell. You don't belong in Uganda. We are sick and tired of your ruthless regime, abducting, torturing, murdering our mothers, our sisters, our daughters, our sons and our husbands. Those are Ugandans. They deserve better. They belong to Uganda, not this family right here. This is a foreign family from Rwanda. Museveni and your cronies and your family and your brothers and everybody. You are killers. Now you want, after 40 years, to bring your drunk son, this one here, who is not even a Ugandan. He was born in Tanzania. He's not a Ugandan. All he knows is to drink and rape women. This Mho's guy is a rapist. He's a torturer, torturing everybody, killing everybody. You are killing Ugandans with command from your SFC led by your son. So as Ugandans, we are here to tell you that in our country, we are sick and tired of the blood of Ugandans. You are a murderer, you are a human eater, people eater, Museveni. You said this against Idi Amin, but Idi Amin was a Ugandan. And Idi Amin wished all the best for Uganda. But Museveni, we are taking our land, our money, our people, and everything. We are sick and tired. So we are here today to tell IMF, World Bank, who are the greatest funders of Museveni's regime, to stop funding the dictator. There is no terrorism in Uganda. Museveni, you are the terrorist. Ever since you come to Uganda, you've been a terrorist. Up to now, 40 years, all you know is killing Ugandans and feasting on their blood. We are sick and tired of Museveni's rule, feasting on Ugandans. That's why we are here today, to let the whole world know, especially these Americans, We are the Americans who pay the tax. We are tired of our taxpayers' money going to fund the rapists, the dictators, the killers, the torturers. Ugandan lives matter. We have human rights, and Ugandan human rights are human rights which are alienated from God, not Museveni. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was Dorothy Stewart, the leader of NUPSA and the leader of the Greater Boston area. So we are continuing. Let us go and see other protesters, what they are protesting for and their voices. There are a lot of placards here, a lot of things happening here. Yeah, so just join me as we go on. Let us see what's happening. Yeah, let us go. Let us go on. You can see placards here saying hunger kills different people in the Karamoja area, and a lot of massacre that has happened recently. And they are saying U.S. foreign policy, through their funding, they are saying this is causing and leading. This is causing and leading to a lot of tyranny being sponsored by the U.S. taxpayers' dollar. So let us join other Ugandans and see what's happening.
Stop the silence! Stop it! It's absurd that your children go out to the playground and play.
So,
right
dear
now
viewers,
in Uganda, we cannot feel safe to really take our children out to play, or in school where they're supposed to feel safe, because they will be killed at any time. 45 children killed in cold blood, and you're silently seated there because your children are here studying, going for vacations. It's not fair, World Bank. Enough is enough. Stop funding the dictator. Stop funding the murderer. Stop funding a killer. We are tired as Ugandans. It breaks our hearts.
As I told you, dear viewers, we are here joined by these protesters, Ugandans from all over Washington area, and we are live at AITV. My name is David. So there are many of them, and I want us to hear from them why they are protesting today. There is Tina here, there is Liz here. What are some of the reasons why you came here to protest?
Well, I heard from my motherland, first of all. Some of us do not have freedom in our own country to express our voice. Whenever you stand up and say something against the president, he kills you, or he tortures you, takes you to torture chambers. And where is the freedom of speech? I thought each nation of a country has a right to have freedom of speech. We are supposed to speak and tell them, because they're serving us. We are not serving them. They're supposed to be serving us, but we cannot express our views. Secondly, people are being killed day and night. 45 children were killed in cold blood.
Those are some of the protesters. They are saying enough is enough. The IMF and the World Bank, they should stop funding.
Stop funding the dictator of Uganda.
Stop funding the dictatorship. So Tina, again, I bump into you. Why are you protesting? You're not Ugandan, but I see you are joining the cause to join other Ugandans to protest against the dictatorship and against the IMF funding and the other state departments funding and helping out Ugandans. Are you just biased? Why are you coming here every day to protest?
I'm an American when you look at me, but I'm Ugandan inside. I'm African inside. It is a shame what these European countries are doing to the African countries. It is a shame how they support these dictators. They're crying that there's a terrorist. Museveni says there's a terrorist in Kasasi right now, killing people, so he can get money, so he can get funding. The only terrorist in Uganda is Yoweri Museveni himself. He is killing the people. I'm a mother, 45 innocent little children. 45 children were murdered because of Museveni. America, what are you doing? Why are you funding this dictator? It needs to stop in the name of Jesus. The Osangwadi stuff needs to stop. America's going to fall to their knees. America, wake up. You're going to be kicked out of Africa. I'm warning you. The African people are good people. Stop supporting this dictator. I'm here today, and I will be here till my last breath, until I'm called home, before my life is removed from this earth, until you me tell you a little something about Uganda. I was there in 2021. The Ugandans will give you the shirts off of their backs. You need to work with the Ugandan people. Museveni is a terrorist from Rwanda.
Right.
He is not even a president. He is a terrorist. He is a dictator. The Ugandan people and the innocent Rwandese people, we're all tired of him. We're tired of him. We say enough is enough. Bobby Wine is the elected president of Uganda, and he needs his rightful place. Sure. Message to Joe Biden and message to Anthony Blinken. You too admitted that the elections were not fair nor free. What are you doing about it? Signing on a check? Need to stop. We believe in democracy here in America, democracy for all. We are not free until we are all free.
Thank you so much. That was Tina. And these Ugandans are joining with others to say that this very freedom that you can see, this freedom of speech, they cannot see it anywhere else. Before I join them to go to another place, I just want to get just one more protester, Gina, who also is a mobilizer in this campaign, to tell us why they chose to come at the IMF.
Thank you. I'm a Ugandan, first of all. The main reason why we're here is because we are the voice, the 45 voiceless Ugandans back home. One of the reasons why we're here is because of the students who were killed in Kasese recently. Their school was burned down, they were slaughtered like chicken, and Museveni and his government came out and alleged that it was ADF. We know there is no ADF in Uganda. It's another reason why we came. It's because of our UPDF who were killed in Somalia. When you follow that story, it clearly shows that it was a plan, it was a staged thing. So we are pretty sure those UPDF in Somalia were not killed by Al-Shabaab. They were killed by Museveni and his regime. So we are here to tell World Bank to stop funding this guy. Or else they should follow the money they give him. Let them follow up the money they give him. Because they said they give him the money to invest in healthcare, education, infrastructure. But he never does that. He uses the money to protect, to keep himself in power. So that is why we are here. We are here to tell the entire world, the entire America, that we have a dictator in Uganda who has ruled us for the last 40 years. And even a great feat. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Gina. And we just want to tell you viewers, my name is David and I'm reporting for AITV, and we just want to applaud the security here and all the security personnel in Uganda. Reportedly, I've heard that such protests cannot happen just like it is in America here. So they are protesting, and Ugandans are saying that the same liberty, the same freedom that Ugandans have here, they should have. Even other political activists in Ugandans, and Ugandans should have the same even back home. So join us as we go to the next destination, as we follow with the team, with the protesters. Thank you so much. We are live here at AITV. Keep following as we watch and as we see. Even young children and other children are joining. Why did you come to protest? To help out. Yeah. Oh, what's your name? Thank you for coming. Yeah. So young children and different people are protesting. So thank you so much. Wow.
Until the fourth generation, just as the Bible says, mugenda kubona abona musabinga omusajja asaba nti baffe musirise mulinga abakyala bamugawumbidde naye nammwe musadde abaana bamwe bagenda kubona ate mugenda kusasula buli kusayi bwonna obuyise mu Uganda. Ekyo kigenzemu abo abakolera Museveni. Aponye yasasudde dda. Twamuwonye. Aponye yawoneddwa.
Go to Uganda. This man is a rapist, he's a drunkard, he's from Tanzania. He's Muhoz, he's his son. He's a Rwandan. here. All of these are Rwandese, including this one, posing as the Katikiro of Uganda. This is a foreign family terrorizing indigenous
from Uganda. I'm going
This
to
one
send them a message.
is a drunkard, he's a rapist, he's a killer, torturing Ugandans. He's a Rwandan born in Tanzania.
Family is a
He doesn't belong to Uganda.
Yeah. So that's why I took a picture.
They don't know what is happening.
I'm going to send them.
But they
No,
speak
they
French.
know.
Shouldn't be invaded.
We Americans, our taxpayers' dollar to fund genocide in Africa. Shame on you, IMF. We are here today. We've been here a number of times, and trust me, we are coming back. IMF, we shall keep coming back and showing the whole world who you are, funding terrorists. If you support human rights, don't Ugandan human rights matter? Ugandan lives matter as much as the Americans. Ugandan lives matter, and Ugandan blood is as precious as American blood, as British blood, as you people who subscribe to IMF, all of you, Americans, British, everybody, please get out of Uganda. Ugandan lives matter. Ugandan lives matter. Museveni is killing Ugandans. He just murdered people in Kasese. Children, as young as 3. Innocent women, pregnant women. He steals all the money he's giving. And Ugandans are not responsible to pay that debt. Trust me, you lose the money. Ugandan lives matter. IMF, stop funding the dictator in Uganda. Stop funding dictators in Africa. If you have interest in Africa, you don't need to have African blood on your hands. IMF, you have Ugandan blood on your hands. Shame on you, IMF. Shame on you, IMF. Shame on you, IMF. Museveni is a dictator. Museveni must fall. Muhoza is a drunkard, is a rapist, is a killer. He tortures Ugandans. We are sick and tired of the Rwandese invasion of Uganda. Uganda belongs to Ugandans, Rwanda belongs to Rwandans. Uganda is for Uganda and Rwanda is for Rwanda. Uganda is not for Rwanda. Museveni and your family, go back to your country. People power! People power! Our power! And we bless you, God, for this rain. This is a sign that Uganda is being born again. This is a good sign. Oh Lord, thank you for this rain. Thank you for this day. Ugandans are being free. We need freedom in Uganda. We need freedom. We need peace. Ugandans deserve better. Ugandans deserve their freedom or their human rights. They deserve to live in their country in peace. Stop banning the dictatorial regime in Uganda led by Museveni, who stole the vote. The known president of the Republic of Uganda is His Excellency Robert Chagulanyi Sentamu, Bobby Wine, not Museveni. People power! Our power! No peace, no justice. No peace, no justice. We need peace everywhere and justice for people who are incarcerated in jails in Uganda. Free our people! Free our people! Free our people! Free our people! Free all political prisoners now! We want them now! When do we need them? Now! When do we need freedom? Now! When do we need justice? Now! No justice? No peace! No justice? No peace! People power! Our power! People power! Ra! When the struggle is up, we shall wear the victor's crown. We shall wear the victor's crown. We shall wear the victor's crown. When the struggle is up, we shall wear the victor's crown in the new Uganda. Abe Selassie, where are you? Where are you? Abe Selassie, calm down. Abe
to calm down.
We want to share our message with you now.
If you cannot serve the interests of Africans, resign. I can take up that position.
Yes!
Yes! I can serve my people.
Yes!
Resign.
Yes!
I know my people's problems.
Yes!
I'm not here to campaign. Oh, no elections in 2026, by the way.
Yes!
This goes to MPs in Uganda, to Museveni, to Mohozi. No elections in 2026. Yari Kulonda, no Kalulu in 2026. We want our victory back. The person who won the presidential election is His Excellency, the President of Uganda, Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu. And I salute him. I salute him. He's my president. He's the legitimate president of Uganda.
He's the president of
People power.
Our power.
People power.
Our power.
People power.
Our power.
And we are here to say that the USA gave its citizens travel advisory. The travel advisory to Uganda. UK did the same.
Yes.
Because there is terrorism, and this terrorist terrorism, the East African region, Africa and Uganda in particular, is Yoweri Kaguta Museveni.
Right.
Okay? So, we are saying stop funding a terrorist. Enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
We have cried. Our tears have run out.
Yes.
We have demonstrated. I am a big time to us, the Africans. Uganda is bleeding for the last 38 years.
Yes.
We have pictures of you whose nails have been plucked out. Mothers have been abducted with their babies. Museveni, why don't you leave Uganda? 37 years is enough. Is enough. Okay, so the travel advisory to all Americans traveling to Uganda says it all. It says it all. And don't be surprised if in Uganda there are bombs going all around Ida and Delta. Because he wants to prove a point.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, please, let us be kind. Stop funding a dictator.
Stop funding a dictator.
Stop funding a dictator.
Stop funding a
38 years is enough.
Enough.
How many presidents have been presidents of the United States of America? And he has been standing for all those years.
He's a puppet.
And then the next thing we see, he is standing with the president of this great nation, the champion of democracy. And they have declared that this man was not elected lawfully.
That's right.
He stole the vote. And then we see him standing with the president of such a great nation. We are aware that United States of America is the policeman of the whole world.
Sure.
And we have been meant to be known, we've been told that United States has the highest intelligence in the whole world. I know you know. We have cried over people that have been run over by the government vehicles intentionally. We have cried, enough is It's in shambles. It's in a sorry state. There are no medicines in hospitals. So what are you funding? Right now, go visit Uganda and see the mess that is there. The roads are terrible. There are no highways. There are no byways in this 21st century. They are all full of potholes. Where does your money go? Why don't you follow up on this money before you give more? Find out. Find out. Accountability. Okay? There is no accountability for this money. Yet you keep funding this dictator. We are damn tired. Enough is enough. United States is the policeman of the whole world. You should know better than we do. Okay? So, we are saying stop funding this man. Today his name is Museveni. Tomorrow he is Kaguta. The other day he's Tibuhabura. Who is going to pay back this money when Ugandans are dying of hunger in Karamoja? Who is going to pay back this money when it has, whatever reason it has been sent for, has not done anything? There are no roads. There is no medicine. The schools are in shambles. They're in a sorry state. The children sit on bricks to attend lessons. They sit down on the soil and they write on the ground, and the classroom is under a tree. And yet you keep funding this man. I don't understand. It is terrible. It is horrible. So, we are grateful to the police for being around us to see that everything goes on smoothly. But if we were in Uganda by now, we would be behind the bars. By now, our nails would have been plucked out. By now, nobody would be knowing where we're gonna be for the next so many years. Our children are rotting in dungeons, in so-called safe houses. Museveni, you are a parent. What do you think the parents whose children, who don't know where the children are thinking right now? So, we are just saying, IMF, you know how to do this better than we do. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. People power. Now our power. No justice. No justice. When do we want the justice? When? Is it tomorrow? We want it now. 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 Thank you.
That is the reason why we are here.
And what they do with our tax dollars, Americans? Take a look. It's no lie. Look at those dumpsters. People are being murdered on our tax dollars. People power! Our power! People power! People power! I said average people would do better than you.
Calm down.
Okay.
Are you scared of us? You are corrupt. Corruption in America.
Yes. People power. People power. Our power. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. All right. Now, are not new here, and you know that. We are not new here, and we are not your enemies. We just want to make sure that you know that. We are not your enemies, and you are not our enemies either. You are not enemies of Ugandans. You're not enemies of Africans. But we are telling you, doing the right thing is what connects us and you. Doing the right thing is what connects us and you. And the right thing is what I have right here. All right. Dear fellow protesters, we have gathered here today to make our voices heard on a matter that affects us all. The policies of the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank have had a devastating effect on Africa, leading to enrichment of a few at the expense of the many. For too long, these institutions have supported and funded dictators and authoritarian regimes, turning a blind eye to the human rights abuses that have been committed in the demand and end to their support for these regimes. An immediate halt, I repeat, an immediate halt to funding classified military budgets that only serve to perpetuate conflict, instability, and refugees. The time has come for a new approach to development, one that is based on human rights, transparency, and accountability. We call on the IMF and World Bank to listen to the voices of the people that they claim to serve and to work with African leaders and civil society to build a better future for all of us. We demand that these institutions invest in programs that will benefit the people, such as education, healthcare, and sustainable development, rather than simply serving the interests of multinational corporations and the global elite. We stand here today, united in our determination to bring an end to the economic hitman policies that have inflicted so much damage on our continent. We will not rest until our policies. We will not rest until our voices are heard and the IMF and World Bank are held accountable for their actions. Friends, together we create a new Africa, one that is free from corruption, oppression, and inequality. Let us continue to fight for our rights and for a better future for generations to come. Thank you. That was the message. Now, as I conclude, I want us to reason with you, IMF. Like I said, we are not your enemies. We are not the opposition. We are Ugandans that love our country. We are not here on politics. We are here on matters of national importance. Matters that are way beyond politics. Matters that are way beyond the opposition. We are speaking on behalf of the 45 million Ugandans. And these 45 million Ugandans are not just the people power. They are not just the National Unity Platform. They are not just the Democratic Party. They are not just FDC or UPC. But they are also NRM. Because the economic hitman policies you're imposing on us are not just affecting a certain group of people. They are affecting all of us. When you find authoritarian leaders, they are not only kidnapping and disappearing a certain group of people, they are kidnapping Ugandans. We stand here as Ugandans. We stand here as Africans and we raise our voices to you, IMF. Please do the right thing. Work with the Ugandans. Work with Africans. Work with civil society organizations. Stop erecting dictators. Stop funding genocide. Stop playing deaf and dumb about the human rights violations. Now, this is where I want us to reason. On several occasions, we have had engagements with the administrators, with the directors of both the IMF and the World Bank. And friends, when we meet these people, we speak with them and we tell them exactly what we are talking about here. But on that note, I want to quote the following people. Whenever we talk about human rights in relation to IMF funds and World Bank, the administrators of these institutions would say their operation agreements and articles and clauses do not permit them to interfere with the politics of member states. IMF here has actually said their role is to fund, not to interfere with the politics of Uganda. Their role is to fund Uganda, but they are not concerned about the human rights violations in Uganda. The same thing happens with the World Bank. They've said their role is to fund development in Uganda, but they are not concerned. Actually, their articles, their operation agreements do not permit them to interfere with the politics of Uganda. And when I say politics, quote me right, when I say politics, it includes the following. The kidnaps, that is politics.
Really?
Human rights violations, that is politics.
Really?
The murders, that is politics.
Really?
Museveni killing 45 students in Kasese, that is politics.
That is nonsense.
Museveni encroaching and waging war on South Sudan, Somalia, Ethiopia, the Central African Republic, that is all politics. But how is Museveni able to pull off all of these dark missions of his?
Because they are protecting him.
Because he's protected by the IMF.
Yes.
He's funded by the IMF. He's funded by the World Bank. He's funded by the US government. When Museveni kills Uganda, that is politics.
Yes.
But Museveni uses the money he gets from the IMF and World Bank to purchase the weapons, to purchase the tear gas, to purchase the poison from North Korea and Russia, to kill Ugandans. And IMF will say, we cannot intervene, because that is politics.
It is all about money. They are making money in Uganda from our gold.
What actually IMF is not telling us is, they cannot interfere with Uganda's atrocities, because Museveni is their puppet.
Yes.
IMF and World Bank will not interfere with Uganda's politics because they have an agreement.
Yes.
The agreement they signed between these institutions and Uganda's Museveni, it states that none of them will interfere with each other's business.
Can you imagine?
Those are the clauses that IMF and World Bank and the US government do not disclose to the public. Those clauses and articles say that IMF, World Bank, the US government will not interfere with Museveni's business if they have to work together.
Why are they giving him money?
Now that is the business. They give him money.
What the business?
And he exploits the resources from the region. And when Museveni kills our people, the US will go down. The IMF will set our clauses, our articles, do not permit us to interfere in that politics.
Because we are busy mining our gold and oil.
That is right. Those are the clauses the IMF and World Bank has not disclosed. And we are here telling you, IMF, do the right thing. Stop making dictators. Stop creating authoritarian leaders. Stop creating and empowering authoritarianism in Africa. When we talk about Museveni, Museveni is not just a Ugandan problem. Museveni is an African problem. And Americans, let me tell you this, Americans, Museveni is going to be an American problem very soon. Because Museveni is working with Russia. We all know what Russia is. We know who Putin is. Museveni is working with China. China over the years has been running their intelligence in the United States. Museveni is working with North Korea. And we all know what North Korea is capable of. If there is ever going to be a third world war, it is going to be between you American people and those other three people. The other three. And this is because US's influence in Africa is going to disappear.
Tell them they need to know this.
US's influence in Africa is going to be eroded by Russia, by North Korea, by China, working with Museveni. For those of you that don't understand why the US is so, why these three superpowers are so interested in Uganda, let me tell you why.
Tell them.
Uganda is a very landlocked country, and it is surrounded by all the main, the main natural resource, the richest natural resource countries. We are talking about South Sudan. We are talking about Sudan. We are talking about Congo. We are talking about the Democratic Republic of Congo. We are talking about Rwanda. We are talking about Burundi. We are talking about the Central African Republic. All these countries are rich in minerals. Now, some of the minerals, when we talk about minerals, the first thing all of us will start thinking about is gold. We'll start thinking about copper. We'll start thinking about diamonds. But there is a mineral called uranium that is being used. It actually is the main ingredient, raw material used in manufacturing and producing nuclear weapons. And that mineral is in Uganda and Congo. Now, if Russia is already attacking Ukraine, China is also at war with Taiwan and other neighbors. North Korea is a problem, and they are working with the dictator Museveni. Imagine where is America's superiority in the next 5 years? Because we already have nuclear warheads in Uganda. They are being manufactured in Uganda by North Korea. And the US is playing deaf. The US is playing deaf about these nuclear warheads. There is a whole plant of nuclear weapons in Nakasogola. America is playing deaf. But just imagine what would come out of all this silence. It's high time, Americans, you stand with Ugandans. It's high time, American people, you hold your senators accountable about American America's foreign policies. The reason we are all here is because of the American foreign policies on Africa. We need to hold our representatives and our senators accountable. Fellow Americans, there is a resolution 543 that was introduced by Senator Bob Menendez. We are asking you, let us press the senators and representatives to vote on this resolution. Everything we are talking about here, the American foreign policy, it is under that resolution.
Yes.
And we are also requesting our senators and representatives, please make sure that this resolution passes.
Yes.
Senator Robert Menendez, please reintroduce the resolution. We understand there was a lot going on in the US, but please get the resolution running once again. We are willing to contact the senators and the representatives to vote on this resolution. And to the IMF and World Bank, please stop funding.
Yes.
Stop funding the dictator. Please, you're funding another Al-Shabaab. Oh, Americans, if you really thought that Osama bin Laden was worse, if you thought that Saddam Hussein was bad, 7 is worst.
You are creating another Bin Laden. That is
7 is worst.
Yeah, you are creating another Bin Laden.
Another Bin Laden was created,
Yes.
and he lives in Uganda,
He lives in Uganda.
and that is Mohoska in Rugaba.
Bin Laden in Uganda.
So, allow me to stop here for now, but we continue to the State Department, and then we shall go to the White House, and then we shall go to the United Nations. Thank you.
We'll be back. Corruption in IMF. Corruption in IMF. IMF people stop being corrupt. Stop funding dictators in Africa. Stop money with Museveni. Yes, you're in bed with Museveni IMF. You are President Joe Biden. Stop being in bed with Museveni. Stop dealing with the dictator. Stop dealing with the terrorists in Africa. It's the problem of the entire Great Lakes region. We've said this. We are saying it again. Museveni is the problem of Africa. And soon it's going to turn out to be a problem of America.
Yes.
Obutadayo has broken it. Bin Laden. You guys, if you don't wake up, you're grooming another Bin Laden. You think Amin was bad? Museveni is worse. You think Saddam Hussein was bad? Museveni is worse. You think Bin Laden was bad? Museveni is worse. Thank you. The monster. Gonna eat you.
So thank you so much, those of you who are still watching live from AITV. My name is David again, and we are still following and we are bringing everything to you as it happens live. Ugandans and Africans here in Washington, we have been at the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, and they have been showing their grievance and their dissatisfaction. So please continue to follow live, continue. Ugandans are saying enough is enough, and yeah, the IMF and the World Bank should not fund the tyranny that happens in Uganda, and they should have accountability for all the monies they are dashing and they are putting into the Ugandan government, into the Museveni regime, even as the regime appears to show that they are sponsoring and they are helping humanitarian causes. There is no such help, but they are instead funding their own security and their own torturing schemes to torture political opponents, Bobby Wine and different other activists. So continue with us as we move and we follow with these Ugandans and with all peace-loving Africans as we go to the State Department and to the UN. Thank you so much for watching. Let us continue to the State Department.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
Wait a minute.
Okay, this one.
Olivia.
Free Olivia Rutaya.
Free Olivia back.
Free Sanya. Free Sanya. Free Sanya.
Free Sanya. Free Olivia Rutaya. Free Machete.
Free Machete.
Government.
Free Olivia Rutaya.
As you are saying, my name is David Chavia reporting for AITV. Yeah, Ugandans are here as we leave the IMF. They have shown their grievances that the IMF and the World Bank should stop funding the tyranny. They should stop funding all the atrocities that are being meted onto Ugandans. So we are joining with all Africans to show our dissatisfaction, and we are covering live as it happens. We at AITV promise to bring it to you live as it unfolds. You are seeing all these different placards and different people as they show their grievances. So continue to follow live as we go to the State Department, and we're going to be showing you as these people protest, as we join them. Please keep following AITV. David Shlavira for AITV.
Olivia Rutaya. Where are they? Where's Sanya? Kakoza Sanya. Jamulia. Machete. Olivia Rutaya.
Bring back our people.
Bring back our people.
Bring back our people.
Bring back our people. Jamulia John. Where are the UPDF? Why are they dying in Somalia? Our sons in the UPDF. Kasese children.
Justice for
Justice for Kasese. Justice for Kasese.
Justice for the soldiers who died.
Justice for Karamoja. Justice for the UPDF dying in Somalia. Justice for our people. Justice for Sanya Kakoza. Where is Olivia Rutaya? Where is Sanya? Where is Machete? Chibarama John Bosco. Why are you killing our people? Mohozi, stop raping our girls. Mohozi, you are rapist. You are raping our celebrities. You are raping Shiba. You are raping everybody.
Poisoning our people. We want our people back.
Where is Olivia?
Mohozi, raping Juliana Kanyomo. Nongero mwana.
Museveni is the main
Museveni, you're raping
Muhoozi is the junior rapist. Museveni is the senior rapist. Muhoozi is the junior rapist.
Mohozi is a drug.
Museveni is the senior rapist. Muhoozi is the junior rapist. Museveni is the senior rapist. Muhoozi is the junior rapist.
Museveni, you're raping a mama of Mohozi. Olivia is a daughter. We want Olivia Mutaya. We want Kakoza Sanya.
Yeah, as you all can see, we are moving to our next destination, and that's the State Department. It's raining here in Washington, but even the rain cannot stop the protests from going on. These peaceful protests, as Ugandans are saying, enough is enough. Please join us as we move, as we walk with them, as we go to the State Department. Thank you so much. Yeah, we're going to be live again. Yeah, it's raining here, but we're going to drive to the State Department. Yeah, keep following. We are coming back again live. And this is David for AITV. Keep following as we go on. We are being joined with Africans from all over, and they are saying enough is enough. IMF, World Bank, and all other departments should stop funding the dictatorship. Thank you so much. David Shabira, reporting for AITV.
What we are doing here is we have two lanes. The first one is facing the building with those placards of missing Ugandans because we want them to know why we are here. And then the second one is facing the media. Yeah. So you can always turn around. No joker, no really, you turn around. This is their message. So it's about the message. Alright. Friends. You guys feel free to take pictures. We are not criminals. Feel free to take pictures. You can take as many pictures as you want.
We have a permit from police.
We have a permit, we are protected, we have the First Amendment, and we are law-abiding citizens. Yes. We are not criminals. We are not enemies of anyone.
We are peace lovers.
Yes. So,
makers and lovers.
Yeah.
You need a new phone. You can do it.
They know we're here. They say there's a Tony, there's Tina, there's Tina, there's Tony. They know it.
Alright, I know it. So once again, on behalf of the DMV, we welcome you to the State Department. I will not stop at anything to thank you because we are very grateful. Everyone, including you, Maggie. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Ray. Thank you, Greg. Thank you, Trouble. Thank you, the media. AITV, thank you very much, Sean, Haman, David, thank you, Jackson, thank you, Gun TV. Friends, we are having an interview later at 7:30. So one of the media platforms that are with us here, which is Gun TV, Global Affairs Network TV, is going to be hosting one of us on their TV show tonight at 7:30. So just look up Gun TV. Gun is GAN TV. On YouTube, subscribe to it, and then make sure you don't miss out on any notifications. Yes, we are going to have an interview there. Moving forward, I also want to welcome everyone, all the participants in today's demonstration. Thank you very much for coming. Now, we are at the State Department, and we are not new here. This is, it's becoming part of us. For as long as Uganda is not free, we shall keep coming and coming and coming and coming. A disclaimer here, we are not your enemies. Secretary Blinken, we are not your enemies. Judy Vermont, we are not your enemies. Everyone in there, we are not your enemies. And you're not our enemies either. We are here for the greater good. We are here because Africa is Africa and Africa is home. No matter how beautiful America is, no matter how democratic America is, no matter how great America is, no matter how superior America is, home is best. And home is Africa, home is Uganda, home is Congo, home is Somalia, home is Ethiopia, home is Somalia, home is Angola, home is South Africa, home is Sudan, home is South Sudan. That is home.
Nigeria.
Home is Algeria. Home is
Gabon.
Home is Zambia. Home is Chad.
Cote d'Ivoire.
Home is Cote d'Ivoire.
Kenya, Tanzania.
Home is Tanzania. Home is Kenya. Home is Central African Republic.
Home is South Africa.
Yes. Home is South Africa.
Yeah.
Home is Africa.
Yes.
So we stand here because we love who we are. We love and adore who we are. We love home.
Yeah.
But home is in a mess.
Yeah.
Yes, home is a mess. And because we are here, we choose to utilize the First Amendment and speak up against the atrocities that are being funded by you, the United States, through the U.S. State Department, through the U.S. missions in Africa, through the U.S. aid. And we are here appealing to the U.S. citizens. You Americans, if you do not wake up to the time bomb in Africa, the Third World War is going to be and his son, Uhuru Kenyatta, right now working in Russia, North Korea, China, Iran.
As you can all see,
Israel.
Ugandans are protesting here at the State Department in Washington, D.C., and we are joining them, covering live from AITV. As you can see, all those placards, they are demanding and grieving for the Kasese students that were murdered a while ago, and there is a lot of children that are starving, yet policies and a lot of American taxpayers' money is being given out every other year, given out to Uganda and to Museveni's regime. Yet this money is squandered by the corrupt regime of Uganda and Museveni regime. So Ugandans are here to demonstrate and say that enough is enough. Enough is enough. As you can see, women and men from the Massachusetts area, from the DMV, have come here to show their grievances and to protest peacefully, to demand for the release of the
We've heard
prisoners.
several times some officials in the U.S. government that claim certain clauses and articles of certain agreements do not permit them to say anything.
As you can
or to
see, all
interfere
those
in Uganda's politics.
Ugandans that have been murdered over the recent
But one thing these people do not say, what are these clauses? What do these clauses say?
Tell them to us.
And why were these clauses in the first place? The clauses are not law binding. The clauses are business clauses.
They don't respect human rights.
The clauses are against the Human Rights Declaration. Just like we have the Guantanamo Bay that is above and beyond the UN Declaration of Human Rights, we also have a Guantanamo Bay in Africa. We have a Guantanamo Bay in Uganda. And US, IMF, World Bank, they claim the clauses of the establishment of the Guantanamo Bay in Africa are beyond discussion. Regardless how many heinous and gruesome human rights violations take place in Africa, in Uganda, in Chad, in Somalia, in Ethiopia, in Congo, in Central African Republic, in Zambia, in Chad, in Sudan, in South Sudan, in Tanzania, in Kenya, in Gabon, in Cote d'Ivoire. They are beyond their discussions. It's out of discussion. So Museveni can go ahead. In fact, dictators in Africa can kill as many people as they wish. And America, IMF, World Bank, US missions, Europe, the UK, they will be very silent because the clauses in the Memorandum of Understanding in their business dealings do not permit them to raise a finger about these atrocities.
Because it's serving their interests. That is the simple reason.
And the MOU we are talking about are the interests of the United States. But the question is, what about the human rights? What about the women's rights? What about the gay rights? What about the children's rights? Oh, I think we should exclude the gay rights from this. Yeah. Because for the last 37 years, Museveni has killed, has kidnapped, has disappeared, has murdered, has abused human rights to the maximum. And the United States has been very silent about this. But guess what? Guess what? Last month, Museveni signed into law a bill, the anti-gay bill into law. And for the first time, we see the entire world, including the United States,
Rising up.
rising up.
Shame on you. Shame on you.
I repeat,
America.
for the last 37 years, Museveni has killed our people.
Yes.
Museveni has murdered our people.
Yes.
Museveni has abused human rights.
Yes.
Museveni has violated the UN Geneva Declaration of Human Rights.
Yes.
And the world has been silent.
Yes.
But in 2023,
Yes.
2023,
Yeah.
Museveni signs into law the anti-gay bill, and the world is on its toes.
Imagine.
The world is on its toes because Museveni signed into law the anti-gay bill. Another question.
Do business backwards.
Is gay rights part of human rights?
people,
They should tell us.
okay, people are
Maybe they come from Mars.
superhumans.
They come from Mars.
These are double standards, American. These are double standards, UN, Europe. These are double standards.
Yes. Yes, the message is here.
And to our brothers,
Stop your
the
double
queers,
standards.
Ugandans' rights matter as equally as gay rights.
Yes. Even as equally more. More.
Ugandan rights matter as yours.
Because you are dying.
For the last 37 years, we have had gays in Uganda.
Yeah.
And you've been very silent. Museveni murdered people in Luero. He murdered people in northern Uganda for 20 years.
Yes.
20 good damn years. And what did the US do?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Him.
And we would assume that all this was done in the dark. They probably didn't know what was happening.
I bet they knew.
But the northern Uganda war was documented. Yes, the northern Uganda war for the last 20-year war was documented. The State Department has it on their website. They've documented, they have reports about northern Uganda war where they claim there was a Joseph Kony. There was a Joseph Kony in northern Uganda. But Joseph Kony is Museveni. Now that Joseph Kony transformed into ADF.
Who is still going?
The very tactics that were used in northern Uganda are the very tactics that are being used in Central African Republic. They're the very tactics that are being used in Somalia. They're the very tactics being used in Ethiopia. The very tactics being used in South Sudan. The very tactics used in Congo, in the DRC. America, you can do better. Are you telling us that you don't know that Museveni is ADF?
They know.
Or you're simply working to enrich?
Ugandans are not going to pay those debts.
Yes.
For his own interest, his own family.
Yes.
Museveni is killing every Ugandan in all corners of the country.
Yes.
People are dying in Kasese. Museveni is conniving with the rebels. He himself is the rebel. He's a warmonger with his family. After him, he wants to bring his drunken rapist son. That son, who is not even a Ugandan. Muhoozi is a Rwandese born in Tanzania. He is not a Ugandan. He's just a drunkard, a good-for-nothing human being. He is a rapist of our celebrities and all the women in Uganda.
There's a genocide going on. In Kasese, there were 45 students killed. And it wasn't about terrorists. That was 70 saying terrorists invading the country. It was killing innocent people. No. It is the 70s. Museveni himself is M23. Museveni is the only terrorist in Uganda. I know you know that, because I'm an average American and I know. So I'm asking the American people to stand with the Ugandan people to do what's right. The true president of Uganda is Chairman Museveni, Bobby Wine. He's the true elected president. You're in the United States position because of guns. How do you get these guns, America? Let's see. We supply the money. We supply the money for the weapons that are killing these innocent people. Museveni's bleeding over into the other countries as well. What I'm thinking right now is, one, America, if you're going to do something, you're going to get kicked out of Africa. And two, we need to make peace. We believe in democracy in this country. We need to believe in democracy for Uganda as well. We give them We give them aid for hospitals, for schools, but yet people are dying every day. People are dying in starvation. People are dying because they're not actually medical care. The medical care is sent over and they ship it over to another country. Uganda is tricked by force. They're dying. They're dying every day. They're drinking contaminated water. I know, I was there. They're dying in the streets. That's what we need to do. We need to take care of business. We need to help the people. The money we send to them does not reach the destination that is intended for. Education, poor education. If one of these 70 children gets sick or somebody in his family gets sick, guess what? They have the luxury of jumping on a private plane, coming to this country or coming to a European country to get help. While others are suffering, dying, because their hospitals are not adequate. Their hospitals, they're sleeping on floors. They use the IDs that we used in maybe 1920 in America. But somehow, some way, we are allowing this to happen. We're allowing him to come and get top-notch medical attention. His children in a top-notch schools. While our Ugandan children are suffering, they're dying, they're not even having any kind of education. I have shame on you. I do not want to hear, not a one of you say to me again, talk to the Stockholmers. You're just as guilty. You've got innocent blood on your hands. You didn't directly pull the trigger, but I'm telling you what, you're feeding it. You're fueling the fire. And let me tell you, millions have died. Millions, not hundreds, millions have died since this dictator has taken over. I suggest that we stop using this puppet who's using the money for his own good, his own interest, while the country is poor. The whole kicker of the thing is, most of the Ugandan people who are living like in Karamoja and places like that are living on gold mines and they have not a clue. But guess what? They're being killed for their gold. It's time for it's time for all the European countries to step up. You can do better for these African countries. It's unnecessary to kill people. Precious acts will not kill. Innocent blood is on your hands. We need to stop this behavior. Stop fighting your behavior.
Again, join us as we are here at the IMF. We were at the World Bank earlier. Now we are at the IMF. And again, my name is David Chirabira, and I'm reporting for AITV. So join us as we are joining Ugandans from all over the Massachusetts area, the greater Boston area, as they are protesting and they are saying that the US should stop funding departments in Uganda, should stop funding the tyranny in Uganda. There is a lot of political persecution in Uganda. Recently there was a massacre that the Ugandan government is saying that it's the ADF rebels, but Ugandans here that we have met are saying that it's Museveni who disguises as the ADF rebels so that he can get more money from the IMF and the World Bank. So join us as we interview and as we speak to different protesters here and get to know why they are protesting. As you see here, there is a lot of placards, there is a lot of that the US foreign policy should stop. They should stop funding the dictatorship. So join us as we interview, as we go on to see many of them here at the IMF, the International Monetary Fund. And Ugandans are saying that the IMF should really stop, that they should stop funding the dictatorship. They should stop funding the torture and the tyranny of Ugandans. So we are here to show you everything as it unfolds live. AITV is here to show you this demonstration. Ugandans have gathered here in the Washington area and they are saying enough is enough. And I'm going to be interviewing a few of them, and you're going to be knowing why they are here. So, can you tell us a little bit about Liz right here is going to be telling us a little bit about why she chose to come to the IMF. We were at the World Bank earlier, and she told us, but we want our viewers again to know why you are here, why you are protesting.
Good afternoon, everyone who is watching, and I really wish you were all here because this cause is for Uganda at large, and each Ugandan has suffered in one way or another. I got to bury my mom in 2021, but she was taken to a hospital with no medical care. We had to pay over millions for health care. So as nationals in Uganda, we are really not benefiting in any way from the leadership of the current president. Schools are deteriorating, the education sector is deteriorating, the health sector is deteriorating. Everything in Uganda is written. Recently there was a video passing around and the train had no railways. That's really embarrassing. So we are here to tell the IMF to stop funding Museveni because he's a dictator. He's using this money to kill people. We saw what happened in Kasese with the children. He's using the money for his own selfish ambitions, enriching himself and leaving Ugandans more and more poor and suffering. So I want Ugandans to wake up. Yes, we are here talking to the IMF, but it starts with each Ugandan out there. Your voice matters, your voice counts. I know in Uganda we don't have rights anymore to speak up and talk on what hurts us or the freedom to speak anymore. But it starts with us, you know. When one Ugandan comes out and says something, then it gives a chance to multiple Ugandans to come up. We are doing this not for ourselves, but for our children and their children and their children. So let's rise up and do what is right here. That's why I'm here.
Thank you so much, Liz. Thank you so much again, AITV. That was David, and I was interviewing and bringing to you Liz, one of the protesters. So let us go on and see what's happening all around here.
Every day. Yes.
As you can see, Ugandans go on to protest, and they are really showing their grievances here at the IMF, and they're telling the world, they are telling those who work at the IMF and all different departments to stop funding the projects in Uganda, to stop funding the tyranny, to stop funding dictatorship. So if you are there, you can know what to do. Ugandans who are here, they are saying their message is Uganda is bleeding. There is a lot of political persecution. There is a lot of atrocities being meted to the indigenous Ugandans. So they are saying Ugandans should wake up. The freedoms that they are enjoying here in the United States of America, they cannot enjoy them, and they are choosing to stand out for the voiceless Ugandans who cannot speak for themselves, for those who are being murdered in Kasese of recent, for many other Ugandans whose monies and whose services cannot be delivered due to poor service delivery. So they are saying that enough is enough.
What do we want it? Now! Why are we here? Justice! What do we want it? Now! No peace, no justice. No peace, no justice. No justice.
No peace.
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 No justice. No peace. America, stop funding terrorism in Uganda. Terrorism in Uganda. America, stop funding.
Again, I'm joining Tina filming most of these protests. What really inspires you to keep coming and joining relentlessly? You put in everything to come and protest. What is it that keeps you protesting?
Being treated like animals. America is funding the dictator. The dictator is taking the money and using it to kill people. Dictator Museveni came out in public and he said that he does not work for the people of Uganda. However, he works for his family. Can you imagine? I could never imagine something like that. You know, I've heard a lot and I've seen a lot that's going on in Uganda. But I wanted to be there. I wanted to experience it. I wanted to know for myself what was going on. And I'll tell you what, it broke my heart. The things that I seen that was going on was so heartbreaking. And knowing when I found out that America was supporting it. As an average American, I had no clue. I didn't know. So I come to these protests to make people aware of what's going on. To make the American people what's going on with our tax dollars. Because they hide it so well. To where we think at one point in time our churches would be missionaries. And that's why we can teach us in America about African countries. So when I seen it for myself what was going on, God just put more fire in me to continue helping and to stand by my brothers and sisters. And until my last breath, that's what I will be doing. We are not free until we are all free.
Thank you so much, Tina. That was Tina Mirembe saying we are not free until all of us are free. So it's not just a Ugandan cause, but it's humanity's cause. So it's humanity's cause. And we want to again show you, we want to thank you for viewing. We at AITV promise to show you and to air everything live as it unfolds. So Tina was saying that we are not free until all of us are free. So US should stand and should review and revise their policy, their foreign policy. Before they dash out money, Ugandans are saying there should be accountability. So we are going to show you more as they protest and as they show their grievances. Thank you.
Policies and intelligence. How come you don't know that Museveni is the dictator? He's the ADF. Museveni is the Al-Shabaab in Somalia. Museveni is M23 in Congo. Museveni is everywhere. Who is Museveni? Who is a dictator? And who is not a Ugandan? Kill Ugandans. Why are you protecting a 90-year-old man who has Alzheimer's? Who's wearing diapers? Who is wearing? Biden, are you in bed with Museveni? We were so ashamed. We asked Ugandans who live in America to see President Joe Biden, our president in America, having a picture with a dictator of Uganda who is killing Ugandans. And then we say America is a peaceful country. Shame upon everything. Shame on you. Shame upon you, IMF, who give Uganda $1 billion, yet Americans are poor. We pay money, we pay taxes. We came to America, migrated to America, and we pay taxes. We obey the rules. Why don't you respect our country? Americans are respected everywhere in the whole world. Why don't you respect other countries like the way they respect you? Treat other people like the way they treat you.
Yes.
Why don't you listen to bleeding people, crying people?
Again, David again from AITV, and again I'm meeting with another leader and famous activist, Kathy, who also took time off to come and demonstrate and protest. Kathy, why are you here? Why do you choose to leave your work and leave everything that you're doing to just come and protest on behalf of Uganda?
Guess what? I was an ardent supporter of the NRM before I left Uganda. But when I crossed and came, and of course this is a first world. One, there are services. When you fall sick, there's medicine in hospital. When we are driving on good roads. When you call the police, they are here, they are guarding us, okay? We are telling them in their faces, but they are doing nothing to us because we have rights of, putting our points forward. So it does not pay me much to be here in comfort, in good things, in beauty, on good roads, seeing the good things of what the taxpayers' money can do. In Uganda, we do not have medicine in hospitals. We do not have good drugs. Recently, we had the hashtag of Larissa. The potholes in Uganda are everywhere. And it's a shame that they are only patching the potholes with soil. What does the taxpayers' money do? Okay? We are here to tell the government of Uganda they can do better. Okay? Why are they not delivering these services to the people? 38 years in power. Okay? What have they done? There doesn't seem to be anything. The schools are dilapidated. Look at the hospitals. Look at the schools. Look at the roads. Look at everything. And what pains me is, in one given moment, more than 30 children in Kasese are killed. Okay? And I would just expect that the flags in Uganda are going to fly low, half-mast. But that just went quietly. So there's a lot to talk about in Uganda. When you're here, you just feel the pain. You know, you cannot just sit back. What you got to do, you just find yourself here. Yes, to talk on behalf of Ugandans. We are at IMF. One of those, the giant funders of the government back in Uganda. But just tell me, what has that money done?
So Kathy, don't you think it's an issue of your departments, the government departments in Uganda? Do you think it's an issue of the IMF or the state departments in America? Don't you think it's a Ugandan issue that you should go to the Ugandan embassy?
Well, I would like to say that if the funds, for example, come from the IMF to go and do roads according to the budget in Uganda, okay, and then the roads are not done, all right, that means the government has failed to do its job. It's not living up to the standard. So we are thinking, really, Museveni has outlived his time, because if we are still in this 21st century, 21st century, thank you. So if we are still, if you're coming, for example, from Masaka or from Kabale going to Kampala, the road that takes you is you know, there are no highways. That's why the accidents are rampant. So one thing goes back on another. If IMF is funding, for example, roads, how come the roads are not made? Where does that money go? And I believe in Uganda we pay taxes, even as we're here indirectly we pay, because we send money back home. Okay? What is that money doing? There is nothing to show for it. How can a road fall in and the whole country comes to a standstill going the other side? So anyway, I'm not going to say it's IMF, but it's a process. I think there is bureaucracy there, and there is a breakage somewhere. That money never gets down to the ordinary person on the grassroots. So there is a lot that has got a lot to be desired. That's why we are saying we need change. We need change, and we need it now.
Thank you so much, Kathy. That was Kathy, and she's saying that there is no accountability, and the IMF and the World Bank should follow up, should have accountability, and should not give out just money just like that to the Ugandan governments and to the departments in Uganda. Instead, this money is being used to torture political opponents like Bobi Wine and the activists that are rising up in Uganda, the opposition leaders like Besigye, Bobi Wine and others, and other opposition MPs and activists are being tortured. So they are saying stop funding the tyranny, stop funding the dictatorship. Again, David Shiragila reporting for AITV. We are continuing to see different protesters. Thank you so much. Keep following.
He killed students in Kasese recently, and he said it was ADF. We are pretty sure ADF never killed those students in Kasese. Museveni killed young boys and girls between 10 and 18 years. He killed them in the name of ADF because he wants the money in ADF. You
salary. So that money you give him, it goes to his family, not to Uganda. That is why we are not paying that debt. Be sure about that. If he gets such a power, we are not paying that debt. Selassie, we need you calm down. Abi Selassie, the representative of IMF in Africa, we need you calm down and talk to us. If you cannot serve the interests of Africans, then resign. What are you doing? Resign. They are young men and women who can sit in that position and they serve Africans.
Uganda is bleeding. IMF is funding. Ugandans are dying. IMF is funding. Ugandans are bleeding. IMF is funding. Why? Stop.
People power. Our power. People power. Our power. Uganda is bleeding. IMF is funding. Ugandans are dying. IMF is funding. Ugandans are dying. IMF is funding. Ugandans are dying. IMF is funding. Stop funding the dictator IMF. IMF, we have been here.